What's good, y'all? If y'all like me, y'all are excited about this huge welterweight fight we had tonight out there. And after the fight, the fireworks have been going crazy. We just had some major announcements uh, from the press conferences we had that Bud Crawford is leaving, apparently leaving Top Rank. He's decided he's done with Bob Arum and he's looking for greener pastures. And also, Shawn Porter has announced that he is going to retire after this fight. He's announcing that he's done with the sport of boxing after the stoppage. I don't know how y'all felt about it. I thought it was a little bit questionable. His pops pulled the plug a little bit early. So we're going to get into all that real quick. Tonight, just I had to bring back that Deadly Combination, the Deadly Combination podcast here where we talk boxing. You know, Gold Dirty Bastards is the umbrella, and man, this was an exciting fight. Porter was in the fight. Porter's a live dog. I called this fight from the get. I said that Porter was gonna bring it. Porter might get up early, but Bud is a bigger dog. But Bud is a dude that can do some shit you know you don't see very often. I'd say he's a generational fighter, generational talent. Uh, you know, and he definitely proved his point tonight. He proved he's up in the same level as Canelo. I personally wouldn't put him above Canelo as of yet, because the resume Canelo has is still much better. Bud is more dynamic than Canelo when it comes to the attack, the offensive. That there's no doubt about that. He can do more. He has power in both hands. He can switch, go orthodox, go southpaw. But man, Shawn Porter, you got to tip your hat to him. He's a great fighter, and he's gonna go down. People are gonna say, "Oh, he never beat nobody. He never did this. He never did that." But I mean, he was a dog, and he took it to a lot of people. I thought he beat Spence myself, personally, but he said he's done. He said, I guess he's kind of had his foot out the door for a while now, is what I'm hearing, what I heard in the press conference afterwards. Uh, and Bud Crawford he's done with Bob. He said he's out of there. So maybe we finally get to see this Bud versus Spence fight. I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon, but it seems like it's been ripe. It's been time for this fight to happen. Um, I know I know a lot of boxing fans out there are definitely clamoring for this fight, but for me, it's kind of like a little bit too late. Had this fight happened 2 years ago, before the accident, before the eye injury, I think that Spence already has the naturally built-in excuse of, oh, the fans are gonna make it for him. If Crawford goes out there, stops him within within the sixth round, he's gonna have the excuse that he has the accident and the eye injury, and it's sad that we're never gonna get like a definitive answer out of this. Even if Bud goes out there and stops Spence, we still will never get a definitive answer. They let it marinate for too damn long. This fight should have took place, years ago, when it was at its prime optimal level for a fight. The fans wanted this shit. Everybody, that was the talk of the town, in all the boxing podcasts, all the boxing chat rooms on Facebook. Um, so yeah, big night for boxing all around. You got some crazy shit going down. We've been wanting to see Terrence Bud Crawford leave uh, Bob Arum for years now, and it's finally apparently happening. At least that's what he said in his press conference. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see, but I'm hoping for damn sure it is, because if he gets rid of Bob, he can make so many fucking big fights happen. He could unify with Ugas. He can go at Spence. Uh, I don't know who else is out there for him. Danny Garcia possibly. He could move up to 154 and face the Charlo brother up there. They got some beef. Charlo rides with Spence, so this is gonna be interesting to see what actually happens with this. Now that he's a free agent, now that he's made his claim, he's free agent. He's going. He hasn't announced where he's going yet, but he's announced that he's done with Bob Arum. So this is breaking news. He just said this in the press conference, and it's fucking big news for the boxing world. This night has been crazy. You had like I mentioned earlier, you had Crawford just taking over the welterweight division. There's no doubt now who number one is. I've said it for a while that Crawford was better than Spence. That Crawford is the man when it comes to 147. I'm excited. This is big news. This is fucking what we've been waiting for. So maybe we get some fights we thought we'd never get to see. And shout out to Shawn Porter for bringing it all these years, being that dog. It took a dog to beat a dog. Bud is a big fucking dog, and he was able to basically wear down Porter. Porter was coming at him. He was hitting him. He was getting him with some body shots. He was swinging wild. He was catching him with that overhand right. But Crawford was game. He got hit, but he never got really hurt. He was getting hit in the body a little bit, but he was getting those sneaky counters in, them sneaky little uppercuts, those sneaky hooks when they were crisp. They were timed well. They were crisp shots. They were hurting Porter. You could see they were stunning him. They weren't necessarily like hurting him really bad, but they were stunning him. And as the fight went along, Porter started, to me, he looked a little slower. I think I want to say like around 6 or 7. Looked a little bit tired, getting tired. You could see his punches weren't as crisp. You could see him lunging in more. I was in the group chat talking to the homies, and I was saying like he's lunging in way too much, and they were in agreement. And I just felt like I called this on the Gold Dirty Bastards podcast the other day. I said that I had Porter getting KO'd in the 11th, and these two are two of my favorite fighters. These two are my favorite fighters for sure. But I had Crawford getting that stoppage, man. He's just too crisp with his punches. He's just got too much going on. The in and out, the ability to switch, the power in both hands, the way he just switches up his game. He adjusts. You've seen it from Mayweather. You've seen it from Crawford now. But Crawford is a different dog. He has that killer instinct. I guess you could say like a Pretty Boy Floyd, when Pretty Boy used to come and attack. He's got that dog in him still. He's going for the knockouts. He's not waiting around. He's going to end people. He's going to put people out. And to get Porter out the first time, that's a fucking accomplishment. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever been able to put him out. Spence put him down once. Broner put him down once. But he was able to get up and still be, still be competitive in those fights. This was a definitive knockout. Even though I had a problem with the stoppage, I'm going to say I thought that shit was a little bit early. And if Kenny Porter knew that Shawn had one foot out the door and they were already thinking he's going to retire, why the fuck didn't you let your son go out on a shield? I mean, I know it's your son, but I didn't think he was that hurt. He was pounding the ground. He didn't appear to be like really rocked. He hadn't really taken that much damage to that point, and throughout his career he's never really taken that much damage. Usually he's the one who dishes out the damage. He's the one coming forward. So I didn't really understand this, and then for him to just flame Shawn after the fight, if you heard the interview after the fight, he basically flamed Shawn. He said he wasn't really prepared for this fight. He didn't like what he's seen in camp, basically. And I think that was kind of foul from his pops. He's really hard on him, but that was kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? And to stop it like that, I don't know, man. He had a puncher's chance. Let him go out on the shield. He's been a warrior his whole career, so I don't understand the early stoppage. Like I said, he was on his knees. He was punching the ground. You could see he was coherent. He wasn't stunned. He wasn't punch drunk. He got caught. He got hurt, but he was already fairly well recovered. Now, his legs might not have been there. Bud might have got the stoppage anyway. But, man, I would love to see Porter be able to go out on his fucking shield. You know what I mean? I think that was a big mistake from the dad. But, I mean, it's his son. He's the one ultimately responsible for him, even though he's a grown man. But, you know what I'm saying. He has some responsibility there. You don't ever want to see your child get damaged. But that's the thing, is I didn't really see him taking the damage like that. He got hit with maybe 4 really good shots, but But he had some time to recover. He had he had up to 10 seconds to recover, and he appeared to be, like I said, coherent. He's banging on the ground. He's ready. He's pissed. He's mad at himself more than anything. You could tell he's upset with himself for getting caught. So I think he wanted to continue fighting, and that was fucking. I didn't like that. I was not a fan of that. Let's talk a little. I'm not gonna do too long of an episode, probably like 15, 20 minutes here. Let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about Canelo, Bud, who's the best pound for pound. Still, I see Canelo as the pound for pound king. Crawford has definitely made a case for himself. He's definitely in the conversation. Let me edit my shit. I'll fuck this up. Hold up real quick. He's definitely in the conversation, but to me, Canelo has the better resume still. Definitely has the better resume still. We got a comment here. It's funny that Shakur posting with his belt with Crawford is cool, but T.O. posing with his belts with the Canelo is weird. People be haters at this point. Yeah, pretty much. It is kind of manny. If you watched afterwards too, if you watched the pay-per-view afterwards, they were saying everybody on that panel basically said they had Crawford as number one. And I don't think you could just jump. I don't think you could jump Canelo with one victory over Crawford mainly because also, people have beaten Crawford already. It's not like Crawford has been beat. He's been beat by the best in the game, but he has been beaten. So, I mean, it ain't like Crawford went out there and stopped an undefeated dude. He stopped a dog. He stopped a killer, but people have done that before. So to me, I don't think I can't vault him over Canelo. I'll say 1 and 1A. Crawford definitely has the potential to be the top dog in the future, but it remains to be seen what he can do, what a big opponents he can get. Can he get that Spence popping off? If he gets that Spence popping off, he beats Spence, I think you may have to catapult him over Canelo, even though a lot of people, I know a lot of people will say that Spence is a washed fighter. He's done. He had the car accident. He had the retina injury. So, I don't know, but if he beats Spence and then maybe gets Ugas in there somehow and gets rid of him, then he has a case. Big Leo 415, my co-host on the Gold Dirty Bastard podcast, he jumps on here on a Deadly Combination once in a while too. He says Canelo is number one. P40, I don't know. He meant P for P, I'm guessing. There, yeah. He corrected himself. P for P. But it definitely got a little bit closer tonight. I would not catapult Crawford just yet over Canelo, because of the things I mentioned. Canelo's done it for longer. Canelo has done it against better opponents. He beat GGG. He fought GGG twice. First fight was controversial. I had Canelo winning that first fight. We got another comment here. Can't really hop Canelo unless you beat him. I do believe that they can hit some kind of catch weight. This is Selwall. He's also one of our co-hosts. He jumps on the Gold Dirty Bastard podcast. Gold Dirty Bastard, TDC, it's all family. It's all the same shit. We just haven't been able to run the TDC because my co-host, he's on Mogul Hypes. He's doing his thing. He's making some bread. He's out there hustling. So we haven't been able to get it popping. But I'm going to start bringing it back, either its own podcast or, just making a segment on the Gold Dirty Bastards podcast, because we definitely want to get more of the fight game popping off in this, get into this arena, as well as the NFL, the NBA, movies, all that good stuff. We do everything on GDBZ, Gold Dirty Bastards podcast. We talk a lot of shit, hip-hop, all that shit. So we definitely want to get the boxing pop off, but we kind of want to get we've been talking about getting its own segment back. Take a little 10, 15 minutes every episode just to break down the boxing world. Also a little bit of MMA, UFC type shit. So, this is kind of just a prelude to that is what we're doing right now. Sell Wall, right on for jumping on and getting some shit out there in the chat. Anybody out there want to say anything in chat? Anybody else got any comments? What do you guys feel about this Canelo versus Crawford? Is it even a debate? I personally don't think it's a debate yet. It's a 1 and 1A type of thing, but I've already said what I said. You know, the resume speaks for itself. I know a lot of people are critical over Canelo for not taking a Benavidez, not taking a Charlo, not taking an Andrade. Andrade had an impressive fight. Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. It felt like longer, but it was last night. Got a quick second round stoppage of Quigley, which wasn't. It was impressive, but I've never seen Quigley fight, so it wasn't like a dude. I'm like, I was clamoring to see that fight. Andrade looked good. He looked crisp. He looked fast. But Canelo's a whole different fucking beast, man. Canelo is a whole fucking different beast. If it's your first time tuning in, a little confusing. I'm doing the TDC podcast, but TDC Gold Dirty Bastard, same shit. It's all the same family, same umbrella. So we're all on the same channel. Give us a like, subscribe if you can. We'd appreciate it. Like I said, we talk NFL, boxing, MMA, hip hop, a little bit of Marvel universe type shit. We talk a little bit of everything. If that's something you're interested in, give us a like, subscribe. But if anybody got anything to say, man, chime in. You know what I mean? I'm willing to hear y'all out. If you disagree, that's cool. I could dig it. Everybody got their own preference. When it comes down to pound for pound, I kind of think it's kind of like a preferential thing anyway. As I said, Crawford, I think he's more dynamic attacking, but I would say Canelo definitely has better head movement, better defense all around. Crawford's defense is definitely it's sharp. It ain't top level. He gets hit a little bit too much. I think he got hit a little bit too much tonight, but like I said, it comes down to preference. Canelo can do a lot of things as well offensively. Crawford has the ability to do it from both sides, though. Like I said, switching orthodox or southpaw, power in both hands. Definitely got a nice 1-2. Got that nice uppercut. He worked that against Shawn Porter tonight. Caught him a couple times with that big uppercut. This was one of them old school fights. So this is Shawn Porter talked about it being like a he was trying to rep for Hagler, who passed away in March, and you know he definitely did that. That tribute was there. It was not lost in his performance. He went out like a salve. I just wish his father would have let him finish on a shield. You know, that's what we like to see as boxing fans. I don't really understand the logic there because he hadn't taken a bunch of shots. It ain't like he was getting pounded all night, you know what I mean? He was in the fight. He was hitting back. He never was getting unanswered shots to the head. Even when he was down, he did not look hurt. It didn't look like his legs were wobbly. Didn't look like he was in a comatose state for sure. I mean, he's pounding on the ground. He's saying, let me go, let me go. I don't know. Interesting. What do you guys think about the stoppage? Anybody want to chime in on that? Chime in on the stoppage. Do you think it was too early, too late, just right? Was it a father and son thing? Was it a mistake? Is it a mistake to have your father in your corner? Should you just have a trainer who's got no skin in the game, as you would say, I guess? That's a question, that's a big question. I personally think it was a bad stoppage. Like I said, I can't really say nothing because that's his son, but at the same time, he hadn't taken much fucking damage. He took some good shots, but he was still coherent. He was still there. He was not looking in another direction. His legs didn't look wobbly. It looked like he could have still brought the fight towards Crawford. And we've seen fighters come back from way worse knockouts and get knockouts of their own. So I feel like he was kind of cheated that chance, that opportunity, and it was a little bit of a letdown. I personally think Bud would have stopped him possibly. There still was about a minute and 20, I think, of the round. I think he was most likely going to stop him, but it would have been nice to see. So, big news tonight. Just wanted to get on here real quick and, kick my shit, represent for the squad out there. Gold Dirty Bastards, TDC Podcast, Deadly Combination Podcast. And like I said, give us a fucking like and subscribe. We really fucking appreciate it. You know what I mean? It is good. It's a good look for us. Helps out the what the hell am I looking for? The word I'm looking for. The algorithms, whatever you want to say, gets us more exposure, gets us all that good stuff. Like I said, we talk boxing, MMA, football, hoops, a little bit of everything, Marvel, movies. We talk little Ghostbusters last week on GDBZ, Gold Dirty Bastards podcast. And like I said, this TDC Deadly Combination, definitely going to focus a little bit more on boxing. And we're going to probably just integrate it into the Gold Dirty Bastards show. So if you're a fan of boxing, you want to tune into and get a little taste of some other stuff, or if you want to skim through whatever, I recommend our show. I like our brand. I like what we're doing. We got some bigger things on the agenda. We're trying to link up with some other podcasts, get some shit popping off. I'm going to take off on that note. Thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time, give us a like and subscribe. And, catch us on the other side. We do our Gold Dirty Bastards podcast Monday or Tuesday night. Sometimes we got to be a little flexible. Some of our guys got, got jobs where they have to work at night. So, Let's see. We got one more comment here. Pops more than likely knew about the retirement before the fight and decided why take the undue damage at this point. To be fair, I don't think anything would change the outcome. No, I agree. I agree to a certain extent, but I mean, shit, I don't know. As Warriors, I think he should have let him go out on his shield a little bit more. Because you never know. You never know if he comes back with a counter and catches Bud. We've never seen Butter rocked. But, stranger things have happened. Stranger knockouts have happened. But I agree with you to a certain extent, Selwall. But, we can get into that this week. We'll be touching on this we'll be touching in this. Sel, you can, you'll jump in. I'm sure you'll probably be on and we can have this debate on the podcast on Monday or Tuesday night. I think we're running a podcast. It's Thanksgiving week. But last year we did a little Thanksgiving special, so we probably will. Got to talk with the comrades and see what it's looking like. Big Leo, you might be right, Sel. He would have dropped again. Yeah, you think that, but you never know. I mean, we seen Diego Corrales. We seen, against who was that? Castillo came out of nowhere and got the crazy knockdown. We've seen crazier things, is what I'm saying. But I see what you're saying, and I think more than likely Bud would have got the stoppage by just dropping him a couple more times. But I do kind of feel slightly cheated on that though. I think we were robbed a little bit of a at least a clean finish, because there's always gonna be people out there that doubt is always gonna be out there now. They're gonna say it was an early stoppage, even though Bud was clearly in control of the fight at that point. So we'll talk about it on Monday or Tuesday night if we jump on there, and if not, we'll get to it next week. The week after that, some shit like that. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, okay. Let me see. Selwall says his timing and angles were too sharp tonight. Shit, he was on another level. This is exactly how I seen the fight playing out, though. I called it on the podcast last week. I went on the Mike Gross Mike on Sports podcast, and I said the same thing. I called Crawford by 11th round stoppage. Just he's too crisp of a puncher. I knew that it was going to be a problem eventually. Kell Brook was able to do some to put a little blueprint on Porter. Although Porter looked much better, much improved technically. He was doing some good footwork. He definitely has improved over the years. But man, Crawford is on another level. There's no doubt about that. He's not on Canelo's level as of yet. He's in the same sentence, but there's no debate. This dude is a top tier talent, generational talent, in my opinion. And I'm eager to see what the future brings for Terrence Crawford. Eager to see some of these younger cats coming up. He mentioned Shakur Stevenson tonight. He's another one I feel is going to be P for P, number one eventually, just a matter of time. I think he's the best out of that crop of 135 to 140. The Lomachenkos, the Teofimos. I feel when it's all said and done, he's gonna rise to the top and be that top dog out of all those cats. And I'm eager to see it. The future of boxing is bright. Don't let these naysayers fool you. It's definitely still here. It ain't going nowhere. And we got some legendary fights to be made at the 135 to 140, and some of these cats are gonna be coming up to 147 in a few years. They could challenge Terrence Crawford. So the future of boxing is bright. Like I said, don't let them fool you with that MMA shit. MMA is great. It's a great sport, but they always try to say boxing's dead. Boxing ain't fucking dead. That shit's rising like the Undertaker. Every time they try to put the fucking close the casket on, popping out that bitch. This sport is shit. I grew up watching this sport, watching it with my pops, watching it with my homies. My grandfather boxed in jail. He was a prison champion. I love this fucking sport, and I see it as there's a lot of potential here, a lot of potential for some big fights. But we do need to see these younger cats start mixing it up. These young lions at 135, 140 got to start making these fights. We got to see Teofimo Haney, that type of shit. We got to see Ryan Garcia actually get in the ring. You know, he hasn't been there enough. We got to see Lomachenko and Teofimo too. That's another one we need to see. We need to see all these. We need to see Shakur. He's the youngest of them, I think. Those fights will happen eventually. Anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I could go on all night about boxing, but yeah, we're gonna be covering a lot. That's why I wanted to bring back. Big Leo says next 3 weeks gonna be big time boxing. We got Kambosos versus Teofimo. Speaking of the devil, we got Teofimo versus Kambosos next week. So we're gonna definitely get to all this shit here. We bringing back, we resurrecting the TDC in some form, either the full podcast or, like I said, a segment during GDBZ. But let me get out of here. I'm just rambling at this point. I've already mentioned all the shit I had to say for the night. Give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. And catch you on the other side. Tune in to Gold Dirty Bastards either Monday or Tuesday. We'll announce it. Check us out on IG at Gold Dirty Bastard Podcast. We post all our fight shit on there. We also have Instagram for Deadly Combination, as you see down there. We're probably going to merge them. We'll go from there. But I'm going to get the fuck out of here. One more comment. Haney. Yeah, we got to see Haney. We're going to see Haney, too, against JoJo in December here. So we're going to get some answers pretty soon on some of this, see how this shakes out, and then get the super fights at 135 to 140. And I'm fucking out of here. Big Leo, we'll wrap it up on Monday or Tuesday. We'll get Cell on there and Woe Meezy, and we'll talk some boxing. I'm going to get the fuck out of here, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And if it's your first time watching, give a like and a motherfucking subscribe. And we out.